They need just a short break. That's only what they need to reform their army, to get more people, to produce more weaponry and attack Ukraine once again. It is so understandable that I'm still embarrassed to see the United States politics are speaking about that Russia wants peace. Russia doesn't want to have the peace. Russian regime is totally okay for now. They want to get Ukraine under control by any sort of the means, military or not. Now they go full military and there are no any signs until they want to quit. Just to remind you the peace talk options from the Russian side. They want to take Kherson, Zaporizhia, Donetsk, Luhansk under the full control.
And what it probably looks like is something like the current line of demarcation between Russia and Ukraine. That becomes like a demilitarized zone. It's heavily fortified so the Russians don't invade again. Ukraine...
Bullshit. I just want to show you this military map, guys. So this is the territory of the self-proclaimed republics LPR and DPR, and here's the demarcation line according to the Minsk agreements. This border existed till February 24th, 2022, till Russia started the full-scale war against Ukraine. And this border was heavily fortified. That's why for Russia it was very hard to break through it, even though they were very successful, for example, in the south and near Kiev. Here it was damn hard for them. This line was probably the most heavily fortified border, excluding maybe North Korea and South Korea border. There is also a very fortified area. So what they want to do now, to create a new heavily fortified border on a larger scale, which is almost impossible because how you can protect all this entire area? You actually need to protect this part, because Russia may also strike from this side. They may strike from Belarus as well. And it's absolutely no-go scenario because it's impossible to protect this huge wide area. What DJ Vance speaking about is absolute crazy nonsense, or you may call it a bullshit. And how would you force Russia not to strike Ukraine again? So what levers do you have? Let's listen to that bullshit interview again.
Remains its independent sovereignty. Russia gets the guarantee of neutrality from Ukraine. It doesn't join NATO. It doesn't...
It's the only freaking option for avoiding of this war. Alright, for example, I may understand the policy. We give Russia those territories we do not recognize. Those are the Russian ones, but Russia keeps control under those territories for some period of time until, let's say, the Russian regime collapses. But this territory of Ukraine goes to NATO. That's how we're gonna secure the Ukraine, and not only because Russia may strike Ukraine once again. If Ukraine joins NATO, it is secured, but DJ Vance wants Ukraine not to join NATO. In other words, he said for Russia, strike Ukraine once again, please, because we are not willing to protect this country. We don't care. Our boss just wants, to get along with dictator Putin. That's it.
Join, some of these sort of allied institutions, and I think that's ultimately what this looks like. Ukraine...
Bullshit. So guys, after those kind of the speeches and after the Trump speech about Ukraine on debate, I understand that those guys potentially may bring the threat for entire NATO unity, which is sad, obviously, and we're gonna see how elections will go and who really wins those. It's now early to say. I wouldn't be so pessimistic, but I do not expect any sort of the good things for Ukraine if those guys take the power. Guys, here on my channel I share my own thoughts without any sort of the restrictions. You may like me, you may hate me. I don't really care. I do what I do. It's my obligation. I'm truly freaking honest with my audience. I tell you as it is in my head. If I change my opinion at some time in the future,